Lord, I am blending in with this couch. I'm sorry, you guys. Whatever, I'm gonna get it together one day. Can you see me? So this is my second time recording this video because the first time I really didn't like the way it looked. I looked washed out and pale. Let me just drink some more of my margarita because I'm kind of upset. I'm not really upset. I'm new to this, so drink up with me. What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. As you can tell by the title, I am going to be talking about I moved to Dallas, Texas. Oh. I know y'all heard them vocals. I know y'all did. Let me stop. My name is Tatiana. Everybody calls me Tati. You can call me Tati. What it do, baby? And I do want to put a disclaimer, like, don't look at my nails, you guys, because I am in the process of taking them off. Okay, let's get into this video yet again. And yes, I'm a look in the viewfinder until I get used to looking there. I do again want to just say thank you for coming to my channel and learning about why I decided to move to Dallas in the midst of a pandemic, a panoramic, a panda burr. Yes, I decided to move to Dallas, motherfucking Texas, from Statesville, motherfucking North Carolina. And yes, if you are new to this channel, which you are because I have not posted a video yet, I like to profanize. I like to say words incorrectly. This is me. So if you are not of age, log the fuck off. Let me stop. I did decide to move to Dallas. I've been wanting to move to Dallas since I was in like high school. Like Dallas, Texas, or Texas in general has always been in my sights. And 2020 allowed me to do that. I know for a lot of people 2020 was unbearable, terrible, a lot of turmoil, a lot of heartache, a lot of pain. And I can say for me it wasn't like anybody else's, because anybody else, I don't know how they felt about their 2020, but I know for me a lot of blessings came in times of darkness, if that makes sense for me. I do want to put a disclaimer. I am on a spectrum of spirituality and religiousness. I'm like in between, so there's that. I went through a lot of positions in 2020. I changed jobs about what? I had like 4 jobs in 2020. Starting January 2020, I had 4 jobs. Oftentimes I was working 2 jobs at one time. And that's just always been me. I've always been one of those, like, any downtime, I'm bored. I like to hustle. I like my own money. And that was what was for me. Then in August of 2020, I was blessed with a new position where I was making substantially more. Like, I was making the most money I've ever made in my life. Honey. Okay. So, in working this position, my position was based out of Charlotte, North Carolina. But of course, because of the panoramic, I was working from home a lot. So I was working hella hours. At this position, I was making $65K, but I had opportunity for overtime and bonuses. Mind you, I'm putting in 10-hour days plus sometimes. And bonuses were dependent on how many things I did that month. So the bonuses were pretty as well. You have all of that adding up, you're like, oh my God, I see the money, I see the money. And Lord, I am blending in with this couch. I'm sorry, you guys. Whatever, I'm gonna get it together one day. In like September, end of September, early November, I did have this realization. I don't want to be like, oh my God, I had an epiphany. I had a realization that I wanted to, instead of saving, to move to Charlotte, because at the time I was like, yeah, I'm getting my high-rise uptown Charlotte. That's it, that's the plan. And that's what I'm gonna have, my floor to ceiling windows in uptown Charlotte. Because I grew up in Statesville, North Carolina. Like, I grew up in Charlotte too for the most part, because my family is there. I used to spend summers there all the time, but family was really in Statesville. So Statesville was home. And I was just like, yeah, because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it big. You feel me? And my mom was like, okay. My mama is my financial advisor, honey. And she's like, okay, you can afford to do it. What you telling me for? Do it. Do it. So I was just like, I'm gonna do it. Then I had my little epiphany that I was like, you know what? Scrap that. I'm moving to Texas, Dallas. And I told my mom the next day. She was just like, okay. So I was just like, you sure? That's cool. Like, I can move to Texas. And she's like, if that's what you want to do, you're young. You don't have no kids. You don't have a boyfriend. You have nothing but family here holding you back. And if you don't like Texas, you can always come back home. And I said, bet, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm in the midst of this. I got my little notebook here again that I got to keep track of, because the first video I was on track. But in the midst of this, I did set savings goals, because I just one of those, mom, she's always instilled in me of being over prepared. It's better to be over prepared for something than under prepared for something, just because we don't know what's going to happen and circumstances surrounding. And then 2020 was a crazy year. You know, people were getting jobs, but they were losing them at the same time. So I was just like, I don't know, because that happened to me. Like, I had a position at a corporate office, loved it, and then they were like, oh, last in, first out. So I was just like, oh, that's a bummer. I decided that I was gonna save 10K by December 31st. Mind you, at the time, I only had about I would say 1,100 in my savings. Nothing major, nothing major. So for me to go from 1,100 in September to 10K in December, that was going to take serious savings. And I do want to put a disclaimer out here. My savings habits and all of that was not of typical what people could do. I was 24, 25, living at home with my mother. My only financial responsibilities at the time were my car payment, credit card, car insurance, and I was the one in the family. I'm still the one in the family that pays for the streaming services. Other than that, I wasn't dishing out a lot of money unless I wanted to go somewhere. If I wanted to go somewhere, cool, whatever. But I would sit my ass down, thanks to Penny, thanks to Miss Rona. So I would sit my ass at home, saving my money. Literally, I would save like over half of my checks every 2 weeks. Okay, I was getting paid the 15th and 30th. So I would save over half of my checks every time. And what was in my account? That was what was in my account. I was not taking money from my savings. I ended up meeting that 10K savings goal before December, which that's just God in general. So then I met my next savings goal. I was like, okay, I'm gonna save 15 by January 31st because I saved so vigorously. Like, who the fuck did I think I was? I feel like this is important to the story of how much I saved to come to Texas, whatever. But anyways, I didn't get that by January 31st thanks to Christmas. I spent a hell of money on my family, and I hope they enjoyed their Christmas because I enjoy spoiling my babies. But other than that, end all be all, I signed my lease in January. We toured in December. We toured literally hella apartments every single day, and I fell in love with this apartment in Uptown Dallas. I chose this one. This is literally the last apartment we toured the day before we left, and I fell in love. Like, I still love it. I'm here. I love the area. I love the apartment size. I literally pay $1,650 something a month for a 940 square foot apartment. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money for a lot of space in a great area. I chose Uptown rather than downtown just because downtown had a little bit too much going on for me, and a lot of the apartments in the downtown area were very expensive. My budget was no more than 2K a month. I mean, I'm close to that shit, but for me it was just more so just about being strategic with it. My mom has always instilled in me being strategic with something. Y'all hear my voice? I'm getting a little raspy. Let me shut the fuck up. So before moving, I ultimately saved about a little over 22,000 for the move. +1501. Ended up saving over a little over 22,000. Yeah, 22 to come here. Initially I wanted to just ship my car, but shipping my car was about to be like $900, and then I was gonna have to buy everything brand new, including bed set, furniture, all of that. And I said, you know, I could do that. Clothes. I was like, oh, I could put some clothes in my trunk. No. So my mom did talk to me into it. She was just like, you have pots, you have a bed set you can take, you have this you can take, we can just drive. Mind you, the drive from Statesville, North Carolina to Dallas, Texas is 15.5 hours. And my mom and brother wanted to do that in one day. We did it. We did it in one day. 15.5 hours. So I rented a U-Haul. My aunt lives in Charlotte. So we went to pick up my aunt in Charlotte, left Charlotte, picked up my brother in Atlanta. My brother is my saving grace, CJ. If you are watching this, and I know you better be watching it, I wouldn't have been here if you had not driven. Cause honey, I got 6 hours max. 6 hours max in me. So we left North Carolina at like 3 something. We got to Dallas, Texas about 7:30 p.m. I'm talking like 3 something a.m. The sun ain't up. The birds aren't chirping. Like I was driving from Charlotte to Atlanta begging the sun to come up because I was on like 2 hours of sleep. Like I was just like, I just need the sun to come up. Cause mind you, I got 5 hours, 6 hours max in me. I was on that 4-hour line. So my brother, he drove the rest of the way for me. My mom drove the U-Haul the entire way. My family, if you're doing a road trip, we only stop for gas. Once we stop for gas, you better get some snacks and something to drink, but you better not drink too much because we're not stopping for you to pee. We only stopping if one of these cars is running on E. And that was that. Listen, the ride was really smooth. I just got antsy because in the car for 15 hours, you're like, what the fuck? I don't want to be in a car ever again. And that was us. Other than that, I signed my lease in January, moved in April. It was really a quick, easy process. Did everything online. The only thing I would say it was the most frustrating thing outside of like my move-in, it was the damn electricity. Because I don't know if everybody knows, Texas is on some other shit down here. And I feel like the big freeze of 2021 showed that. They on some other shit down here with the power grids and all of that. What you mean I get free nights and weekends? Is this a cell phone plan? What you mean by per kilowatt hour? What the fuck? In North Carolina, you have a select few to choose from. Why do they have the most to choose from here? And I'm just, excuse you. But why do they have the most power companies and agencies to choose from down here? So I'm just like, yeah. No. So my leasing agent, she referred me to this place called Energy Ogre online, $10 a month fee, but they find your contract for you. Perfect. But the only thing was they were supposed to find my contract within like 30 days before my move-in. They found that shit and did not like satisfy that shit until like 2 days before my move-in. I had to keep calling them and they were like, due to the freeze, we're having some issues with contracts, so we're trying to make sure you have the best contract. I'm like, okay, but my apartment complex is like, girl, are you going to have power or not? And at that point I was just like, I don't even know if I'm gonna have power or not. But that was the thing. I did hire movers once we got down here. I hired 3 movers. I loved who I hired them from. Let me find out who I hired my movers from so I can put y'all on. Because if you ever move in and you move into Texas, use these guys because they were like the freaking best. Okay, so it's called Bellhop. So Bellhop, I hired 3 movers. I was supposed to pay like almost $300 for 3 movers for 2 hours. It's not really insane once you look at the area and you go through other movers. I know it sounds crazy because it sounded crazy to me, but it's really not that bad. So moving day, we ended up renting a new U-Haul truck. I don't even know, it was just a pickup truck, just because my apartment, I don't have elevators. I live in Uptown, but I don't have elevators, so I stay on the highest floor, and the only way to access my floor is through the parking deck. So I literally we had to move our items from the U-Haul to the truck, drive it up and in, unload it. So we're doing a lot of that. Ultimately, 2 people came. I thought I had a lot of stuff, but they were like, oh my god, you don't have nothing. And so I ended up getting reimbursed a lot of money and only paying like $120 for my movers, which was not bad because they finished in about an hour and 30 minutes, not even that. So yeah, so that was like the moving process. Moving through a pandemic, it really wasn't that bad. The only thing was, it was just like, Texas is open. Texas is open. My aunt, she got fully vaccinated. I don't know if y'all anti-vax. If y'all anti-vax, don't comment no anti-vax ass shit on here. I already done got vaccinated. What's your comment gonna do now? What's it gonna do? It ain't gonna help shit. So my aunt got vaccinated. I got vaccinated before we came down here. My mom got vaccinated before we came down here. My brother got vaccinated. We were on our first dose though, but we were still taking the precautions. We were like masked up. We did have to do a whole lot of running around. Of course, you know that new apartment stuff. Like, this is my first apartment outside of student housing. I graduated in 2018, honey. I had to move in with my mama from 2018 to 2021. Okay, it was really like 2019 to 2021. But still, that's a long period of time to be living with my mother. And now living by myself, I'm just like, I don't remember her having to buy all this shit. I don't remember her having to do all of this. I don't remember seeing her adult like this. And I've only been here for not even a month. So, and I'm really mad because I was sipping my margarita in my last video. So that's probably why I might be a little slurred. But it wasn't a big margarita. Like, it was... It was a nice size. A couple little straws in there. But yeah, so that was really my experience moving. It wasn't the typical experience. I would never tell anybody to save $22,000 to move. I don't think you need that much, but I'm one of those, like, I just wanted to buy everything right out. Like my couch, you know, you can finance your couch, sofa, whatever. This is a section, this is my conversation corner. You can finance all of that, but for me, finance means you about to pay more money over time. Why am I about to do that when I have the money for it now? Give me the shit and deliver it. What else? I don't think anything really lingered. It was just, my place is not complete. I will do, I don't know if I'm gonna do an apartment tour, just because I just feel like, I don't know. And this YouTube stuff is new to me, so I'm never sure if I should share too much information, just because I'm like I am now a more private individual. So it's just, I don't know. But I feel like I hit everything in this video. Again, I did have to record this again, just because my first time my lighting was not, my lighting is not, but the girl is not looking like Michael Jackson. Like, I ain't got no pigmente, no melanin. Like, I want to be caramel. So yeah, like everybody else say, comment, rate, subscribe. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know if you want to see some specific videos from me. I'll follow your girl on social media. I have my social media down there. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Down there is gonna be my social media. I might take the condom off my Twitter eventually, but for right now, that lockdown. I don't say nothing crazy, but y'all might dig up my past like y'all be doing all these other celebrities. I'm not a celebrity, but don't be digging up my past and saying like, Tati, you said this in 2009. Bitch, I was young. Okay, don't do that to me. Don't do that. You do that, we might have to fight. And that's just period. But anyways, I'm really awkward, and I hope you guys will understand that I am really awkward, but I am really trying this. I don't know what else to say, but other than bye, check out for my other videos, because I think I am gonna vlog this weekend. I might do a little vloggy vlog. I'm not sure, because I got this big ass camera and I'm not toting this big ass thing around. You might get that low quality from my iPhone, and if you do, don't say shit about it, because y'all ain't gonna do it like I do it. And that's per